You're welcome back. Welcome back to yet another episode of Talkatives Football Podcast. Thank you guys for listening as always. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. With all that out of the way, there's only one way to get started. We had another great weekend of football, and much to the happiness of our two Chelsea fans on the podcast here, they are not the main topic for discussion this week. This week, we're gonna have to look at the red half of Manchester because they got something done to them this past weekend. So if you ain't know by now, you're slow to the party. Definitely go take the time, pause this podcast right now. Go look at the highlights from this past weekend against Liverpool, because Liverpool put 7 past United, 6 in the second half. 6 and 45 minutes. Absolute capitulation by United in the second half. So I kind of want to start with the United side of things, and just ask you guys, where does the majority of the blame lie for this loss? Who are we looking at here? Is this more towards the players, or did something happen on the managerial side of things? Did Ten Hag get something wrong somewhere?
I can go first. I don't really think it's like anything you can really blame Man United or Ten Hag for. I just think, like, especially in that first half, they just failed to take their chances because they had a couple of them. They had a Rashford chance. They had that Weghorst chance. They had that other chance where Rashford could have squared it to like a Fred, but it looked like he didn't. He wasn't sure if he wanted to shoot or cross. And I don't know, because they didn't really do much wrong. And like even in the second half, I saw a lot of chances where they could have scored, but it was like Liverpool just wanted it so much more. And like, I don't think Man U thought they were going to lose at all that game, but they just got smacked out. I think Liverpool were just like too angry. Like they were fed up. They were tired of losing. And now all of a sudden they win 7-0 and they're in what, like 5th place? So I don't know. I think it's just it was just like a one-off really bad game for Man U. I don't know how the hell they managed to lose that game 7-0, but man, it was very fun to watch. it was so entertaining. Like I don't think it's gonna like define their season or anything, because it's just like one lost game. I mean, they get the -7 on goal difference, but Man U, they'll be all right. But like, that was just a terrible game. They.
Last time they ate 7 was 1931.
Well, I know for a fact it's their worst loss ever in the Premier League. So like past 20, 25 years. And they lost it to like the team they hate the most. They hate Liverpool way more than Man City. So I know that one hurts for Man United fans. all my Man United fans I know, they disappeared. They went into witness protection. They weren't replying texts. They were blocking people. They were gone. Like I couldn't find them. They weren't replying to nothing. So like, it must hurt. Like 7-0.
I was sending out all the memes and jokes. Nobody wanted to see me. Nobody wanted to see me.
And you know, Man United fans, they have the most jokes. They always have the most jokes. They're always first to talk, always first to chip in, but now nowhere to be found. And especially not on this podcast, because we haven't had a single Man United fan on here. So
do we even have a Man United fan member as a podcast member?
No, we do not.
We need to fix that. But all right, so just to summarize, you think it's just a one-off. All right, that's fine. Zach, what are we thinking?
Surprise here. Lost 6-1 to Man City. Lost 4-0 to Brentford this season. So, Man U doing Man U things, you know? You don't lose 7-0 to someone.
6-3,
It's
I
a
think.
one-off.
6-3.
It's just, you don't lose 7-0 and it's just a one-off. You don't give up 7 goals in one game. And, okay. You just give up 7 goals to your hardest rival. No, it's just a one-off, you know. Liverpool just wanted it more. Yeah, it was just nothing you could do. No, that about explains it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
nothing you could do to prevent another team from scoring 6 goals in one half.
look, Man United been.
No. I mean,
Wait.
it makes sense.
Let me reply.
It makes all the
Man U have been very good though. I feel like Liverpool just overpowered them, and they just weren't ready for that kind of response from Liverpool. I feel
I
like
don't think
they stepped in and did not
Liverpool
expect.
overpowered them, but
They didn't know
okay,
what was going on. And some of the goals that Liverpool scored, they were worldies. Like just turn and shoot from like a 25-degree angle, and it goes in. That happened twice. Like,
and then there were others, They embarrassed them. Yo, Salah put Martinez on the floor, bro. He spun him. He spun that man around. Then he put him on the floor. Had him eat grass.
yeah. But then there was the second Salah goal where it was like 3 deflections, and it happened to come back to Salah, and then just blasted it, hit the bar, and went in. You know,
it wasn't a
it's just
so spectacular.
that's where did the deflection come from? It wasn't from a Liverpool shot.
It was
You fail to realize that where did most of the goals come from?
You tell me. I wasn't.
Salah's side. Who is the defender on that side? I'll wait.
Luke Shaw.
Okay, it's simple. Everybody was saying it. Like, I don't know why it's so hard.
So here's the thing.
He had a terrible game.
Luke Shaw had the worst game of his career. Salah's goal, Luke Shaw tried to clear it. He cleared it off a Liverpool player. He kicked it right to a Liverpool player. Here's a goal. Oh, here's another goal. Martinez is like, oh, Salah, here's another goal. What are you talking about, man? 6 goals in one half. And we're like, no, there's nothing they could have done. Oh, woe is Man U. Oh, the poor little Man U. Oh, Liverpool. Oh.
Look. Okay. Shaw, I think Shaw could have been sent off that game because he had some. He was.
So Man U is in a different standard now, where there's games where they are not in control of their own results.
Thanks.
Wow, that's wow.
To your point. Me personally,
I didn't know that.
The outcome though, like Anthony was being Anthony. Rashford had a day off and he couldn't shoot the ball on target for some reason, and like, you know, Rashford is their entire offense.
Whatever you're describing right now sounds like a 2-0 loss or 2-1 loss, a 2-2 draw. 6 goals in the second half.
I mean, are you going to tell me
we could do?
Are you going to tell me you expected Liverpool to score 6 goals in one half or 7 goals in the whole game? Like, where did that come from? Let's talk about that let's talk about the Liverpool side. Where the hell has that been all season? Like, where have they been?
I mean, before we move to Liverpool, I just wanted to make one point on Man United, because to Zach's point, I do think Ten Hag kind of messed up from the beginning with his team sheet. First and foremost, you said, Shags, you mentioned that Rashford didn't have his shooting boots. I think that has more due to the how he was played. They played him right down the middle. History has shown us whenever you play that Rashford down the middle, the goals don't come. The goals come from the left side. So I don't know why he decided to bring Bruno Fernandes and put him on that wide side when Fernandes does all his work from centrally. And then he brought Weghorst down from center forward to play Cam, which, again, I would understand if they had maybe a.
But that's been their recipe. Like Shaq said, they've been good lately because he made that switch. The genius switch that he was really hailed for was switching Weghorst to number 10. But that allowed Rashford more freedom to go around, and Weghorst is more central and more.
Yeah, busy. But he started him off left. He never starts him in this position from the beginning of the game. You start off Rashford left. You start Weghorst way up front, and let the game develop that way. And you leave Fernandes behind him to develop the game that way. Well, from beginning, this Man United side wasn't set up to play to their strengths.
See how you're complaining about it, right? That's my point exactly. You're complaining about it now because they've lost, and I'm telling you, this is how they play. This is how they beat Barcelona. This is their recipe that got them here. Okay, that's how they play to get here. Look at their last 10 lineups. It's the same players. Wan-Bissaka for Darmian. That one was, I was like, all right, come on, like, really, Darmian? Come on, bro. But, hey, that's how they've been playing. They've been playing Weghorst at 10 and Rashford in the free striker role type 9. But, like, he hasn't really been coming, yes, sometimes he will line up on the left or the right, like, throughout the game, but I'm just saying as far as, like, how they start. That's been their starting formation since.
The formation, yeah, but he changed up the positions, and that's what messed him up.
Players as well. But,
the players, yeah, but he changed up the positions, and that's what messed him up, because the one person who left that game saying "Thank you, Lord" is Trent Alexander-Arnold, because they did not target that man at all match long. All match long, that man was not targeted at all. No, Trent Alexander. They did not go at him at all.
Trent, look, I saw.
Okay. He kept Fernandes out left, and Trent's pace. He never had to worry. He never had to worry about Fernandes because he knew he could always catch up to Fernandes. Fernandes doesn't have the burners on him like that.
Trent was trying to get a goal in the 93rd minute. He was balling it up.
Yeah.
He had a good
game. He was trying to stat pad. Very shameless individual. Very, very shameless. Because
from Shaw's side, they literally Salah took their soul. Literally stared at them and took their hearts away. And they gave up. That's what I'm saying.
It was Salah's game.
Like, I don't care. Like, Leeds United ain't losing 7-0, man. Leeds United tied, man.
No. I don't think you guys really
7-0. Like what? 7-0.
This was Salah's game where he became Liverpool's top goal scorer in the Premier League ever. Got 2 goals and 2 assists. I don't think there was anything Man United could have done to even win or draw this game. It was just Liverpool's time to show out this season, and it just happened to be Man United. And it's not like they do have games. They have these games every season against Norwich, and
they lose 7-0 to Norwich. That's what I'm confused.
No. Where they beat Norwich 6-0, 7-0 Liverpool. And this year just
Norwich, not Man U. This is 100 years result. What are we saying here? 100 years.
Hey, I'm just saying it couldn't have happened.
You may be right that there's nothing Man U could have done to stop Liverpool from winning, but okay, they win 1-0, they win 2-1, they win 2-0. But 7 is okay, are we professional footballers here, guys? That's what Eric Ten Hag was saying. It was an unprofessional performance. Yeah,
I mean,
I would say that too. I would agree.
Are they really professional footballers if they don't attack Trent and they let Trent dictate the attack and get into their box and have fun?
The point. That's beside the point, Shakes. You gave up 6 goals in that.
I don't know what Ten Hag's game plan for this game was. Like,
the game plan was working for the first half because Man U wasn't playing that bad for the first half. I think where things went wrong is the second half because you see what Man U is lacking in character. Because it's getting to Zach's point, you don't give up 6 goals in the second half. Honestly, after the third goal comes in, you have to have somebody your captain on the pitch.
Down, start fouling, somebody gets a red card.
You have the captain on the pitch be like, enough's enough. I know there's a game plan, but listen, Luke Shaw, you're no longer going forward. You're now a left back. You stay back. You stay back. Yo, Anthony, you're not going forward either. You haven't been tracking back all game. Now you're gonna learn today to track back. Matter of fact, we're not even gonna go. You're not even gonna go. We're gonna.
Sit next to me on the bench.
Two rows of four. 2 rows of 4. Rashford, you stay up by yourself. Simple, but they had no on field. They had nobody on the pitch to direct like that, and I think that was a big issue.
But at the same time, like, bro, like you got Fernandez.
Who's always fine every time the ball goes past him.
If you give a guy the arm, that's the guy that's supposed to be able to recognize these moments.
Fernandez isn't a leader.
Hey, you got rid of Cristiano Ronaldo for this?
I mean, hold on.
Oh, come on.
Don't say that. Cristiano Ronaldo had to go.
That's not fair at all.
Ronaldo had to go.
Come on. Bro, it's Anfield and it's Liverpool. Like and Man U have been having terrible. Didn't they lose 5-1 like last year? And then they lost 5-1 at Old Trafford too, like 2 years ago. Like, I don't know. Like, that's their bogey team in the Premier League. The team that has been beating Man U consistently is Liverpool. Like, they've been, apart from Man City too. They don't do well in these high pressure games. They're just not good enough.
They literally, in their last fixture against Liverpool, they won 2-1.
Yeah?
Yes, at Old Trafford. This is my point.
What's that?
You've beaten this Liverpool team. You've beaten them already.
Oh, yeah.
This is before Liverpool.
This season, while Liverpool were at their worst moment, probably. I need to find the.
I don't think this Liverpool team is that good. That's what I'm probably going to tell you, bro. I don't think they're that good even. I think they're starting to gel, but I don't think they're that good. Really, they're not.
Like
you said, you just have to know how to attack them and make them look weak. Man, you didn't do that.
Man United,
Man, you literally played like a championship team. An EFL team. I think that's one leg below the championship.
Yeah, it's very fair to say that Man United did not show up for this game in any type of way, and Liverpool took full advantage and just literally just destroyed them, bent them over backwards, and scored seven goals. But I don't think you can look at this game and like judge Man U as like they're terrible. Because we were just talking about how bad Liverpool are, like how they can't defend, how like they. But
I didn't think they're a good team. They're a 7-0 team. It's Man U. It's Man U to me. It's not Liverpool. It's Man U. Because Liverpool wins that game in my eyes like 2-0, maybe 3-1. But
I think the only reason it got that bad 7-0 is because the players just did not want to. They wanted to get off the pitch as soon as possible. And the manager, Ten Hag, has never faced that kind of situation so far. I don't think he lost that bad.
They conceded 3 goals in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's why all I know is looking. Man U, this was definitely a reality check for Man U.
Thank you.
Back to Liverpool. So with this win against Man U, they are now 5 unbeaten in the Premier League. So this is definitely a step up from what we've seen for them throughout the majority of the season. That brings me to 2 questions. Number 1, what are their chances on top 4? Now, keep in mind that there is a Newcastle right behind them with 2 games in hand. Liverpool themselves have a game in hand, but they're only 1 point on top of Newcastle. So what is their top 4 chances? And that's the first question. Number 2 is, as I mentioned before, they're 5 unbeaten now in the Premier League, and that's with their current roster, right? We still have one Luis Diaz that is injured. So my question to you, the second question is, where does he fit in when he comes back? Does he even have a spot? Because remember, when he was back and healthy, that man was probably the only bright spot that Liverpool had to talk about.
I mean, they have multiple bright spots now, so he'll just have to, try to get to game shape.
Yeah, Luis Diaz can only help their offense. He's just going to have to be in training and play himself into the lineup. Or at least, I know Klopp will probably ease him in, like throw him on as a sub. Firmino already confirmed like he's leaving at the end of the season. So like if Diaz is fit, there's no reason to play Firmino anymore because he scored the last goal and he had his like big finale. So it's like Diaz is just a +1 at this point of the season. He's not really.
Yeah. I was really talking about like formational fit, positional fit, because Nunes, he's been showing a decent run of form.
I told you guys
they've been playing him coming from the left. Gakpo plays from the left. Luis Diaz, whenever he was playing, he was playing from the left. So that's 3 players of the new guys that have come in. Well, that's 2 players of the new guys that have come in that plays from the position that Luis Diaz was already doing well in before his injury.
Well, I think they go Gakpo there more to replace Firmino, and I think that looks like it's a good fit. Luis Diaz is really competing with
because Diaz is more on the wing, so it's like Gakpo is a CF, and then you have Salah and either Nunes or Diaz. And it's interchangeable depending on who is in the best form and who's like the best fit against the opponent. So it's like they have a good attack. Their attack is really good. Like,
so if Gakpo is your CF, then what are we calling Nunes?
Nunes
left wing
is a wing.
Literally playing left wing.
They play them the wing.
He's like inverted. Runs.
And at the same time, during the game, they switch positions. You see Salah on the left when you saw him on the right. You see Firmino switching. You see Nunes all over the place. They're all interchangeable.
When he switched with Nunes and went to the wing.
The thing about their attack is like any of their attackers can play all 3 positions in that front 3. Like you can put Salah on the left, in the middle, on the right. You can put Nunes on the left, on the right, in the middle. It's interchangeable.
I don't know about. I think everybody. I think you're right about everybody.
I really don't think so.
Yeah, bro.
I mean,
they kind of needed someone to replace Bobby
during play, like in the game, like. Nunes isn't less of a threat if he shoots from the right or the left or the middle. Salah isn't less of a threat if he shoots.
That's because he doesn't have a shooting boots 90% of the time.
It's interchangeable.
It's not about where they shoot from. I understand what you're saying, but it's about where their runs come from. It's about where they're most comfortable making runs from. Salah is most comfortable making runs from the right, not from the middle or the left, from the right. That's where he's most comfortable with. And Nunes is actually most comfortable making runs in from the left. Even when I saw him in Benfica, he was making his runs from the left, and he was playing striker. But he would make his runs from the left. He would angle his runs like that. That's what he's most comfortable with.
It is true. That is, but
for Netherlands, they use him as a center forward, and then they play Depay and Bergwijn in front of him. So he's already played center forward. He's used to playing there. That's where they're most comfortable with, and that's why I think it worked so well. Because they needed those few games to get it going, but once they got it going, that's literally where they're most comfortable being. And
but do you see a lineup where they play all four?
What?
All
Do you see a
four?
lineup where they play all four?
Maybe if
The
they're
line,
maybe if they're down
Or they play all
2-0
four? They
at
play
half,
Salah, Gakpo, Nunez, and Diaz. Because here's the thing: I know Diaz isn't going to want to be a bench
it
player.
wouldn't be a good
He's
idea.
not going to be a rotation player. He wants to be an out-and-out starter.
if they
And ain't
play
no way.
up front, who
Then
is defending? And who is the
I mean, they're
opponent
already not
has
defending,
them
so
down so bad they have to play all four? Like that seems like a late game substitution, a desperation move.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to start with all four because if you're going to play all four, someone's going to have to drop to the midfield. They're going to be really imbalanced if they play all four.
so that's what I'm saying. So who's the odd man out? And I just don't
Well,
believe Luis Diaz
Diaz
will
is
accept the
just
bench
coming
role.
back from injury.
Yeah,
For now,
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think long
and then
term
we'll
he'll
see
accept that though.
we'll see who outperforms who.
exactly. Like
I don't know who's the odd man out yet because
we have to
Diaz.
see.
I think we just have
First of all, Diaz has to get back into the team and be a contender to start, which he's not right now. So if he can do that, then Klopp will have a dilemma. It's like, oh, okay, who do I bench for Diaz? But not right now. Diaz is not even an option. So
And I think Diaz will get the starting spot, and I think Nunez gets benched. That's what I think. We'll see.
I don't know. I feel like Nunez has that dog in him. He is their main striker. Gakpo might be. Gakpo is nice too, but like Nunez is.
Not the way I saw it, man. Not the way I saw that game, man. Cody Gakpo is probably going to be more important for them than Darwin Nunez. That's just my opinion.
all right.
Way more.
Okay, long term. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I see Nunez scoring more goals than Gakpo.
What's the name? Luis Diaz is a better left winger. That's just what it is. So I think
I
Diaz
agree.
does win out eventually, but it's going to take time.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to take that much time. I think give him 3 matches at most.
They
3
both
matches
scored
at
2
most.
goals last game, so I guess this is from now. Like, let's see who scores more goals.
You may be right. Diaz might come back, but Diaz had surgery, right? He had a season-ending injury.
Diaz coming back is gonna affect one of Gakpo or Nunez negatively. It remains to be seen who.
I think it's going to be
It's
Nunez.
not going to be Gakpo, I can assure you that.
I think it's going to be Nunez. I
Because
really
none
do
of
think
them
it's gonna
can
be
do.
Nunez.
None of those guys can do what Cody Gakpo does. Diaz can't do that. Nunez
All
can't
right.
do that. I'm
All
sorry.
right, so before we move on to talk about some of the upcoming Champions League ties, let's do some quick hits on some of the other Premier League matches that went on. Starting off with Arsenal, they played Bournemouth on Saturday. Was down by as many as 2-0 at one point, and came down and was left to a Reece Nelson buzzer beater in the end to get them that 3-2 win and ultimately get 3 points. This is what a champion side looks like. That's my takeaway from this match. What do you guys got for quick hits?
I think I sent you guys the link. Like they've won 15 points from losing positions this season. Like that's what a Premier League winning side does. Like, I know you guys. I know your opinion. I know what side y'all on. But it's like Arsenal. They have not proved me wrong yet. They keep going from strength to strength. Keep coming back. Keep getting these points. Keep like maintaining their 5 points at the top of the league. So it's like, they might still fall. I think it's very possible they might still like just have a bad game and Man City catches up. But as far as today, as far as the last couple of games is going, Arsenal is still top of the league. So hey.
They're just hanging by a thread. It's only a matter of time now.
To be honest, they have us.
If
They have us. They have us one more time.
games are we
They
on?
have us. They have us one more time. We win. We win that match. We close the gap to 2 points, and then they just have to drop. We need to drop points.
We're on game week 27 now, and we're still waiting. Y'all is still waiting for Arsenal to drop off, but they haven't. So, like, we'll see.
You're right. It ain't looking good.
11 games left.
There's still what? 10 games left?
11.
Yeah.
12.
11, 12.
11, 12 games?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, but they didn't drop off past 20 games. They were supposed to have been dropped off by now, but they still haven't. So, hey, they're doing what champions do right now. And look, I understand it's Arsenal, but
I would say the only reason
y'all said they would have dropped off by now. They still haven't.
It's because other teams in the Premier League have just been having a down year. I don't even think they make top for next season.
AKA Chelsea.
And on that note, I think that's the perfect segue to our next quick hit. Chelsea Football Club. They have finally scored a goal.
Yes.
And not only that, they've won 3 points against Leeds. I think this is a cause for celebration, cause for round of applause, you know. I guess my quick hit from this is, my only quick hit from this is Potter buys himself some more time. Because apparently, you know, talks going into the match was he had to get a result against this. What was that?
Real to that is like Potter has unlimited time. Like they're not trying to fire. They're trying to.
That's not what's being said in England. What's being said in England was he had to get a result against Leeds and Jordan.
That personally, though, did Todd Bowley like call you and tell you that personally, or
bro?
English media going on.
Am I? What am I? Am I some type of black information dealer? What is this? All I can tell you is what I read.
Look. I understand.
So
like
basically
Potter had these 2 games to win.
All you're saying is all I've been saying along. He's as long as he doesn't lead the team into the relegation route, he'll be just fine. Like I said. Yeah, so what? He's under pressure because if we keep losing games, we'll be going into relegation. That's what I said. Yeah, we could win 2-3 games or draw 2-3 games here, or even lose another game here or there. But as long as we don't start going into where, we'll be fine. That's what I said. That's what I've always stood on. He's not being judged by this year whatsoever. It's next season that we're really looking for him to get us there. Because we're saying, if you can't even get us to next season, then maybe you shouldn't be our coach, which is fair. But at the same time, he's not being judged on, top 4. Win all your cups. No.
He's not
this season's been a wash since we fired Tuchel. Trust me. We know that.
Look.
We know that.
Look, guys.
And it wasn't looking like it was getting any better because every time Tuchel would say, the team is soft. We need more backbone. The team is soft. We're not playing up to our strengths.
Where goes and this league goes, I like to give Potter his props. Thank you for switching to the back 3 because we did have we got 3 first team players get injured between our last L and this.
He couldn't play back 3 though. If you remember, because injuries.
Yeah. The system he played.
He has enough players to literally play a back 3 just to keep. I
think it was actually forced to play the back 3, but he did what he did, and we won, and that's all I asked. We had an identity that game. It was clear who the threat was, and the avenues we were going through to try to score. We had Chilwell. It was hugging that touch line in Leeds half, crossing balls in. Felix was doing his thing. Havertz was doing his thing. Sterling had a great game, and we defended really well. Shout out Kepa also. Kepa had 22. Yeah, and that's really, really it. That's all I have to say about it. It's we played well, we scored, we kept a clean sheet, and we won. And that's what we will keep going.
Defending like Prime Van Dyke. I mean, my
Yep.
goodness.
Yep.
He was on everything.
Tomorrow we have Dortmund, who have won 12 in a row, but like, you know, we just needed that one win,
Beat
and
them.
and
We
that
should
that
have
should
beat
give
them.
us that should give us
We
enough
beat them.
confidence. Like Dortmund have only won once in the Champions League against an English team, and that was us.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's like
We can beat them.
we
But
can,
it's
but
going
it's,
to take a
you
lot,
know,
obviously.
they
And
obviously
yeah.
Potter has to like pick the right formation and team plan, and the players also have to show up and play for it too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, you know, I'm always going to back my team, but yeah, we'll see.
Last quick hit. I mean, City did play, but 2-0. Stay in the title race for Arsenal, making
They're
sure
going to
that
win the title.
the gap doesn't get too big.
Champions.
Hey, it is what it is. Facts. Last quick hit. Spurs. Spurs will be Spurs. They lost 1-0 to the Wolves.
And they lost 1-0 to Sheffield United.
Yes.
And they lost 1-0 to Sheffield United in the cup. Listen, man. So this is supposed to be quick hits. So this is all I'm going to say. This is all I'm going to say on Spurs. All I'm going to say on Spurs. They're not a serious club. That's what I have to say.
No, they're Spursy. They've never been a serious club. What was it, 15 years since they won a trophy? Who's taking Spurs seriously?
We literally took Spurs so unseriously that we played our worst game when we knew we had to win. That's how unseriously we took them. I mean, think about that.
We thought they were going to hand the game to us. They didn't.
No, they actually came to play. And I was like, whoa, where did this come from? So
look, Marcus. I know the argument you're trying to set up. Do not attempt it.
I'm not setting up anything, bro. I'm not setting up anything. I'm just thinking from you know, if I was a Spurs fan.
Oh God. You can't look.
If you were a Spurs fan, you would wanted to see that he has performed better than your last couple managers. Like, what
see any difference?
Conte has.
Seen any difference.
It's not Conte.
I haven't seen any difference. And you say last couple managers. You say last couple managers, but the only one that I remember success with was Pochettino. At least we saw a Champions League final.
True.
Since Pochettino, what has Spurs seen?
He made one final.
Have you even seen a final?
He made one final.
Jose Mourinho, yes, you're right.
And he beats your sorry that final. And
That's
then
fine.
Mourinho made what? Was it a League Cup or FA Cup? And they fired him the week before that final. And then now we have Conte. This is his first full season, right? And
no. Second
full season.
No.
Full season?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yes.
There's one thing in common with those three managers. Tottenham Hotspur.
All they know how to do is
they
defend.
are a useless club.
They sit back.
Organization. Harry Kane,
that's enough of that.
Spurs.
That's enough of that.
I will have Harry Kane and Son. I don't know.
I want Harry Kane on my team.
I want
I'd rather have Son. Speaking of Son, you see what Conte is doing to that man?
Son Pep is doing to KDB.
Yeah, man, don't even give me that. Don't even give me that. You know, we'll leave that there. And on that note, I think that's a perfect segue to upcoming Champions League. All right, we start tomorrow. I mean, Benfica's playing Club Rouge, but to be honest, I think that tie is already over. Benfica is leading 2-0 on aggregate. I mean, I don't think Club Rouge is going to come in and give any sort of fight. If they do, power to them, but I think Benfica's got this in the bag. Second match tomorrow, Chelsea, Borussia Dortmund. Spoke about it a little bit earlier. Dortmund lead 1-0 on aggregate. I don't know. I know we have our two Chelsea fans here, but I don't know.
What do you think?
I think Dortmund might come out on top here. I think Dortmund might come out on top.
Do I see
especially
us scoring?
Julian Brandt. Julian Brandt has been a revelation this season for Dortmund,
Julian
and
Brandt been balling for years now. I've been high on him since the last World Cup.
fair enough, fair enough.
Last
I'm
last.
just saying, this season is a season of all seasons, man. He's just playing out of his
I
mind.
will say this about that game: it is very hard to see us scoring 2 goals in that game. That's all I can say. The best hope we have is to score 1 goal. Drag the game on as well.
I feel like remember the
One
last
goal, go to
times
The same thing that I saw from the previous games, I was seeing in that Leeds. Like, all right, no, we're creating some good chances off the post. Defender clears it off the line. Keeper makes the impossible save of his career. I'm seeing more. That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing more and more of that. So, I don't know. It's very hard for me to imagine us scoring more than 1 goal in this next game.
You're right because our past performance hasn't when was the last time we scored 2 goals in the game? Like honestly, do you even remember? But the last 2 times we won the Champions League, we had the hope, but the results did not predict that we would win it. So I will always back my
I just
team
want to get
to
through
beat
this tie.
Dortmund.
How do we get through this tie?
We get through this side by scoring a goal,
and survive the
in a
match.
clean sheet, playing the same team that we played against Leeds, and taking it to extra time. And then once we make it to extra time, anything goes.
I think if you take it to extra time, I think that's where you might take that L, because all your injuries, I'm not sure you have the legs to last extra time.
Hey, we're gonna have to play extra time.
They're gonna have to get the legs from their ancestors and just.
We're gonna have to have healthy legs if we want to go on and keep playing. So might as well.
I think the players know too. The players know too. Like if they don't progress, they're not gonna play in the Champions League next season.
Yes, do it. That is now or never. I mean, I still feel there's an outside chance that I don't know. We would have to string together 5 results.
Look, that outside chance is winning games. Because you saw Liverpool is suddenly fifth position with a game in hand on Tottenham. So it's like Chelsea could, but I feel like we've just dropped way too many points, and we'll just have to.
I don't think it's a chance. You're almost 10 points.
Yeah. We would have to literally go on a tear. Say I 1-1, we'd have to win 5 more.
We would have to win 6, 7.
Honestly, guys, I think for you to make top 4, I think you would have to win 10 of the last 12.
Literally, we will have to go on an insane run. Yeah. We would. We would. And results would have to go in our favor from everyone above us. Uh-huh. I remember you guys' early season predictions about guys like Newcastle, Fulham, Brighton dropping down, and they are. You see them; they're not in the best form now. It's just everybody who's supposed to be top 5 is top 5, and then there's those teams that are not supposed to be there in Chelsea. So it's up to Chelsea now. If Chelsea want to win now, they can. It's it's not easy.
Season, so other clubs got to be in the top 4, but next season, man, a heap of trouble.
Yeah.
All right. Wednesday Champions League matches. We got Spurs versus AC Milan.
They're getting knocked out.
Milan lead 1-0 on aggregate. To be honest, it's only a 1-0, but for some reason,
Rafael, I trust my boy. He's getting them out of there. They don't deserve to be in the Champions League. Knock them out.
But, Spurs. This is the type of thing. Spurs
this will be the 3rd loss in a row since they beat Chelsea. It's perfect. 1-0. They'll beat them 1-0. That's my prediction.
Spurs, this will be the time they show up just so they can move on in the Champions League.
No.
Just to ruin somebody's day.
No.
I can definitely see them scoring 2. Definitely see them scoring 2. Do you have Harry Kane?
Is Conte back from his surgery? I don't think
even if he was back, they were losing when he was there.
even with
dropping
Conte
points when he was
back,
on.
I Milan outplayed them so bad the last time, and Milan
Bro,
is
so you're
actually
telling me,
Milan has somewhat turned their season around. They've
yeah,
actually been
they're
playing
back
better
in
since the
form in the
last time.
in Serie A too. Like the team that lost
So
to Sheffield and lost to Wolves is somehow gonna turn it around against AC Milan. Are they at home or away? Okay, they're at home. But like, really?
I don't buy it. Milan is gonna come and dominate them in
Knock
London.
them out
Okay,
in their
Yeah.
own
at least
stadium.
we're agreed there. At least we're agreed there. All right, and last but not least, Champions League ties this week. We got Bayern Munich versus PSG. Now, Bayern only has a 1-goal lead on aggregate. However, it's been confirmed that Neymar is not only missing the second leg,
That don't
he's
matter.
out for the rest
Is
of the
Mbappe
season with
there?
painful surgery.
Is Goat
Um,
there?
Mbappe is there and Messi.
Okay. That's all
Mbappe and
they
Messi. But
that's all they
I think the team might flow better with just Mbappe and Messi. So this might be a blessing in disguise. So to be honest, I
I
think
mean, it
PSG
didn't
might
flow
come
better in
back.
the first
PSG
leg,
might come back.
though. I
Well,
feel like
because Mbappe wasn't there, and Messi Messi was not looking like
Messi
Goat.
might missing.
So yeah,
He's
now that Mbappe is there,
I don't
everything goes
know.
back
I
to
don't know. Me personally, I think Bayern are gonna go through because
I
Bayern
do
is
too,
such a
obviously.
powerhouse. But like, if PSG were gonna like Mbappe, Messi, all of them are gonna have
Mbappe always gives
that
them a chance.
same
Yeah,
game.
I
You
can
know,
never count.
like
Um,
I don't know if Lady Luck smiles on PSG and the ball falls on to Mbappe in like the right positions. Okay, PSG like definitely like they'll score, but Bayern are not. Bayern are a good team throughout, like from striker to defense to midfield to goalkeeping. They're a great team, and they have
balance.
experience at and like they've knocked PSG out before, like easily. So it's not like I don't think Bayern should be really scared of PSG unless like Messi decides to like be 27 again and Mbappe the ball falls for Mbappe. Neymar not being there doesn't really affect anything because like for PSG, Neymar is always goes missing like when it's time for them for these crunch games in the Champions League. So we'll see. I'm back
Hmm.
in Bayern, but it might be
Somehow,
a great
You're
game.
back in
Choupo-Moting
Bayern. I'm sorry. I think
Choupo-Moting is
PSG.
probably gonna go out and play a great game for him.
They
Of
probably
course he
score a
will.
screamer from like 50 yards from nowhere.
Nah,
And
PSG got this in the bag. PSG got this in the bag. PSG got this in the
Oh,
bag.
really, Marcus?
Yeah,
You're betting on Mbappe now?
No, I'm not
Though
betting
Wow.
on
in
Mbappe.
Germany,
Mbappe's
what
not
do you mean?
I think Neymar not being in the team allows them to get balance, a lot more balance, and that
Addition
your
by
team will be able to
subtraction.
set up
That's
PSG.
just some hate. That's just some hate right
Sorry,
there.
it's just what
Neymar
it is.
not being in the starting lineup for PSG
It
is
hurts.
not good for
It
PSG.
hurts, Dan.
You can't
It
tell me
hurts, Dan.
Neymar being missing is like
It's
To,
gonna hurt.
to see
PSG. Come on.
watch the game against Bayern, and
That's
you're about to
why
see. That's what I
Bayern
have to
gonna
say.
win even more because of guys like
Watch.
you. Oh, Team Neymar and not being as good.
Bayern are a well-oiled German
Give me
machine.
all the guns you can get, man. Neymar not being there, oh, that's gonna hurt.
All right, time will tell. Time will tell. And with that,
Ask Brazil what
that
happened
brings
to them
us.
in that World Cup game against Germany. This
Yeah,
is
there
it.
was a whole lot of rolling. And to this day, they say they tell me that he's still rolling.
Yeah.
And with that, it brings us to the end of yet another episode. Thank you guys for listening in. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, peace.